three subject matters that we spoke of with Lametti and internally over the course of the last 3+ years. The first being gaming and our issues with Ontario, and UNDRIP and the implementation of such through the federal government, and Bill 21 and 96 from the Quebec government and the possibility of the federal government intervening at a Superior Court level on those three subjects. I'll say in a word, it was disappointing on the gaming file, where we're still awaiting a consultation report for the better part of 1.5 years at this point. He did say that they will give us a draft by the end of February, which again is fairly disappointing given the fact that we've had to launch a legal challenge against Ontario. We're losing revenue day by day through Mohawk Online, and the unwillingness for the federal government to intervene at any level. So disappointing on that one. Well, our last discussion between him and I was September 27th, when we were saying we're seriously contemplating a legal challenge, and he said, that's your right. And our dialogue fell off after that, because once we're involved in, and now we are, it's very difficult for anybody to become an intervener, so to speak. So overall, it's been the better part of almost 4 years this coming March that the federal government through David Lametti have been aware of what Ontario was at that point in time trying to do. Now Canada has acquiesced to them and changed the criminal code, allowing them to do the conduct and manage model, which completely alienated not only Mohawk Online, but any Indigenous gaming body from occupying the space in Ontario that we've done prior to even Mohawk Online, since the inception of online gaming within Canada, so to speak, so going all the way back to 1999. Now we'd have to get a permit from them, pay taxes to them, obviously not in our appetite or dialogue, so again, just disappointing. Well, on the UNDRIP stuff, yes, I will say, and I say stuff because there's so many attributes and angles that this UNDRIP takes. He listened intently in terms of some of our challenges that we've seen and some of the, I'll say, disagreement that we've had with some of his colleagues that have taken action prior to the implementation of UNDRIP that go against it, just in principle. If you're talking about Declaration of Indigenous Peoples' rights, responsibilities, and so on, then engage with us before you make monumental change to the Indian Act or registration or anything such as that, that would definitely impact our day-to-day lives, so to speak, and they continue to do that. He felt frustrated as well and shared that with us, that some of his colleagues just don't get it. Francis Walsh from Legal Services was there with us and challenged him on certain aspects of what they're proposing in terms of implementation, because they've asked for wording. We've provided it to them in a, I'll say, mini booklet, a several-page letter back a couple of months ago, telling them exactly what needs to be done before it actually gets implemented. Again, if you're looking to do things for the betterment of Indigenous peoples across this country we call Canada, you need to involve us in the dialogue. You can't just do it unilaterally. I would say their intervention on Bill 21 at a Superior Court level, Supreme Court level, is imminent, because not only he but the Prime Minister have spoken to that. And what I speak of is the bill, now law, that Quebec implemented a couple of years ago that doesn't allow, I'll say, various sectors of population, not just Indigenous, and it's an infringement on human rights and has been challenged. And Canada, through the Attorney General's office and the Minister of Justice's office, of which he occupies both, understand that and have made statements that they will intervene. And it's a precursor, in our opinion, to Bill 96 and the problems that we've addressed and identified in that as well. So more to come. But we pressed them on those issues, and he's made, I'll say, some commitments, not promises, to ensure that at his level, some of these things are addressed by Canada.